Set in a dark medieval world, Blades of Fire is a tactical action-adventure game from Mercury Steam, the creators of Metroid Dread and Castlevania Lords of Shadow. You play as Aran de Lira, a warrior blacksmith on a mission to defeat Queen Nerea, whose dark magic has cursed the land, turning steel into brittle stone. As always, I go straight to the point and skip the filler. This is a single-player game that focuses on deliberate, brutal combat and deep weapon crafting. Combat is intense and strategic, with a strong focus on weapon choice and precision strikes. You'll need to target specific enemy body parts like heads, torsos, and limbs, each with their own weaknesses and armor types. Attacks come in 3 forms: slashing, stabbing, and bludgeoning, each with its own advantages depending on the enemy you're facing. Weapons degrade over time, so you'll have to repair or reforge them at anvil checkpoints scattered throughout the world. That might sound complex, but the core combat is straightforward. Each attack type is mapped to a single face button, and you get clear indicators showing where to strike and how much damage you're doing. In some cases, like fighting trolls, you'll need to focus on specific tactics, like severing limbs to stop them from regenerating. Let me be clear, this is not a Souls-like. Just because it has a stamina bar doesn't mean it's trying to be one. Yes, it's tougher than your average action-adventure, but it's not as punishing as a typical Souls-like. The combat is more forgiving, with fewer punishing mechanics and a focus on precision over memorization. You also have a magical forge hammer, because why not? The hammer lets you craft and customize weapons using forge scrolls, but it's not as simple as just picking a weapon type. You choose the individual parts, like the blade, handle, and hilt, and each piece impacts the weapon's reach, speed, and damage. You even shape the blade in a timing-based minigame, hammering it into form for a more hands-on crafting experience. There are 7 weapon families and over 30 different scrolls, so there's a lot of room to experiment. For example, you might forge a fast, precise spear for agile enemies, or a slow, crushing hammer for heavily armored foes. It's a deep and flexible system that encourages you to fine-tune your gear for each encounter. The directional combat system isn't just a gimmick, it directly impacts the feel of each strike. The weight and impact of your hits depend on where you aim. Headshots stagger enemies, certain strikes break limbs, and targeted attacks can cut through weak armor. This adds a layer of tactical decision-making that makes each hit feel meaningful. While this isn't an RPG, there's still a degree of build crafting, especially later in the game when you have more weapon options. It's not about grinding for levels, but rather customizing your gear to fit your playstyle. Aran is accompanied by Adso, a young scholar who helps analyze enemies and provides combat tips. He also assists in solving puzzles and deciphering ancient texts. If he starts to feel a bit too chatty, you can turn off his advice, which is a nice touch for players who prefer a more solitary experience. The world isn't open, but it's not just a linear path either. It's made up of small, interconnected zones, almost like the level design you'd find in some Xbox 360 era action games. You'll move through dark corridors, overgrown courtyards, and ruined battlements, with each zone acting as a self-contained, handcrafted environment packed with secrets and shortcuts. A couple of final things to keep in mind. This is a AA game, so expect a bit of jank. It's not gothic levels of jank, but it's not as polished as a AAA title either. One notable system is that when you die, you drop your weapon where you fell. Most enemies respawn when you die, so you might have to backtrack to recover your gear, which can be a bit frustrating, especially if the weapon you dropped is the one you needed to kill the enemies that you need to pass to get your gear. None of these issues are huge, but I wanted to make sure you knew it beforehand. Blades of Fire is available on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS, priced at around $60. It's not on Steam. You'll need to grab it from the Epic Games Store. I know, I don't like it either, but I'm just the messenger. That was probably the publisher's call, not the developers. So, to summarize, Blades of Fire is a AA action-adventure game with a fresh directional combat system and deep weapon crafting. It blends elements of classic action games with some more modern design ideas, making it a unique take on the genre. If you're looking for something a bit different in your action games, it might be worth a look. That's it. If you like videos that get straight to the point without wasting your time, please consider liking and subscribing. Either way, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.